she's Charlotte Johnson and she's really looking good. I had to go and see her, so I called her on the phone. I walked over to her house and this was going on.
Hey folks, I'm back. Sorry for the long delay. Let me fix my camera, as I am sort of cameraman tonight. Oh God. Daddy was in the backyard rolling up a garden hose, and I was on the porch with Charlotte feeling love down to my toes, and we was swinging. Okay? Folks, I'm back. Back in black. The number to call, if you want to get with Big Al, 276-243-1548. I've accidentally locked my phone. Okay, we're still live. Thank God. It's been a pretty boring night up until that last show. I was about wore out. It's been a long, hot day as that summer heat has just continued to creep in after that long and hard several days of rain and near flooding in my area. This is a rough time of year, folks. I went down towards, I guess it was Prestonsburg, we're down there where Belfry and all that's at. Pikeville, I guess. One year, man, and there was water up over, almost over top of cars and almost over top of houses in some, bottom areas. And yeah, man, that was the awful stuff I ever seen in my life. I ain't seen anything of that equivalent since either. But now this has definitely been a wet month. I always heard April showers bring May flowers, but I haven't saw very many flowers as of yet, though it is starting to get green. I really dread this summer heat. I really do. I don't handle the heat very well. Surely don't. I wished I had that tweet. Hold on just a minute here. Let me tweet about that while I'm thinking about it. Excuse moi. I will fix this thing, I hope. That ain't it. I don't know how you share this thing. Let's drop it up. I'll just have to let people watch it later, because there ain't gonna be no people tuning in live to my YouTube stream, I don't guess. But anyways, that's okay. It'll be up there waiting on them when they get ready to watch. Say their host, the host of their favorite show, live and in person for a change. I thought that would be nice. I actually thought that it was recording a while ago or streaming, but it wasn't. Sad to say, folks, this broadcast needs your support. I need listeners, I need sponsors, I need downright soldiers to share these links, to spread the word to their friends, to their family, to their co-workers, to their cousins and nephews, and just tell everybody that the New World Order, their plan of world domination is in full swing. They want to take down America. They want to take down every country that stands in their way. It's this old money, this old mega money, this Rothschild and the Rockefellers, George Soros. He's one of the main culprits. He's took down a lot of countries. He's led his own Jewish people to their death, and it didn't hurt him a bit to do that, folks. That's actually interesting. I don't know if y'all have ever heard George Soros in an interview. Let me look that up for you right quick right here, and I'll let you listen to that. Because that's something that everybody needs to hear. This guy killed his own people and don't care. Glad to. And that's how he made his billions, folks. He didn't make it by working hard. He made it by sucking hard, by betraying his own people. Let's see what he says.
My understanding is that you went out with this protector of yours who swore that you were his adopted godson.
Yes.
Went out, in fact, and helped in the confiscation of property from the Jews.
That's right.
Took the Jews' property.
I mean, that sounds like an experience that would send lots of people to the psychiatric couch for many, many years.
Are y'all hearing this?
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
Of all the financial titans and philanthropists of the 20th century, none are more complex or mysterious than George Soros. Like Carnegie, J.P. Morgan, and the Rockefellers, he amassed billions through ruthless business decisions, only to turn around and give away most of his fortune to advance his own personal philosophy. He can move world financial markets simply by voicing an opinion, or destabilize a government by buying and selling its currency. He also pledged more aid last year to help people in Russia than the U.S. government did.
Got me chain
But now George Soros is worried. He thinks the global economy is coming apart at the seams, and that the world needs to be protected from people like George Soros.
We may now think that everything is fine, but the fact is that the system is broke and it needs fixing.
It sure does.
What you're doing is asking some form of regulation to protect the world against you.
Well, I'm a player. And
I'm
I
a
think
player.
all players should be regulated. There have to be rules of the game.
Take 81,000 to buy 48,000. Buy 69,000 YUM.
Boy, it must be nice to
Right
have
now,
money
his
to
Quantum
burn.
Group hedge fund moves $14 billion of rich investors' money around the world every day, looking for profits and answering to no one. Soros makes huge bets on whole countries and economies. Last year, when he saw cracks in the Asia boom, he began selling the currency in Thailand. Traders in Hong Kong followed suit, triggering a financial crisis that plunged much of Asia into a depression.
In the last 2 years, you've been blamed
That's what he does.
financial collapse of Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan,
That's what he's here
and
for.
Russia.
All of the above. No, I think there's a great misunderstanding.
The Prime Minister of Malaysia,
Dirty, rotten summer.
said that the region spent 40 years trying to build up its economy, and along comes a moron like Soros with a lot of money, and it's all over. He called you a criminal.
It's easier for him to blame an outside force than to admit that they were mismanaging their economy and their currency. The French finance minister talked about hanging speculators from lampposts.
Soros says the Asian currencies would have collapsed even if he hadn't been in the market. They were overvalued. He says people tend to follow his lead because he's been so successful.
I think that I've been blamed for everything. Basically, there to make money. I cannot and do not look at the social consequences of what I do.
This man is a carnivore of the first order.
Jim Grant is the editor of Grant's Interest Rate Observer and one of Wall Street's most respected analysts. He never tires of watching Soros, in part because of the huge bets he's willing to place on his hunches.
He is always amazed
more than a hunch.
at work with, at his audacity and his willingness to back up his commitments with enormous sums of money. He causes the blood to drain from ordinary mortals' faces.
Like risking $2 billion in Russia. When the Russian market began falling apart in August, Soros was the country's single largest investor. He called the U.S. Treasury and asked Uncle Sam for $7 billion to prop up the ruble.
I guess I give it to
U.S.
him.
officials failed to intervene. Soros wrote a letter to the Financial Times of London saying he thought the Russian currency should be devalued by as much as 25%. A few words from Soros were enough to cause panic selling that fueled the crash.
What's it like to have a statement that you make have such serious, grievous consequences? I mean, it looks to me like in a number of situations you can take a position against a currency or make a statement, and the whole country falls apart.
But it's a tremendous sense of responsibility, actually. And it's also a humbling experience. Because I am actually trying to do the right thing, and sometimes what I do has an unintended negative consequence, as it did in Russia.
For both the Russian middle class and for Soros, who lost his $2 billion. Whatever his motivations, no one can accuse him of greed. He's backed away from the day-to-day operation of his businesses and is giving away his billions now with the same determination that he made them in places like Haiti, a country that has less money in the bank than he does. Last month, he brought the First Lady with him for a look at some of the projects his foundation is funding.
This is Mr. George Soros, and he's going to be helping the hospital.
This year, Soros plans to give away almost $500 million around the world.
Yeah, won't that somebody give me some?
When the water supply to Sarajevo was cut off at the height of the siege, it was Soros who wrote a check to jury-rig a pipeline through an abandoned highway tunnel.
$5 million up front can be more valuable than $50 million a year or two later.
Ambassador Richard Holbrooke brokered the peace in Bosnia.
At one point, after the Dayton peace agreements in Bosnia in 1995, for a considerable period of time, George had given more money to implement the peace agreements than the U.S. government had. He just could move that fast.
Yeah,
in
so
Russia,
he could.
Pledged $100 million to help scientists
Somebody's
who might
got more
otherwise
money
have sold
than
their
them.
expertise to bidders like Iran or Iraq. In Eastern Europe, he's
I'll
educated
ever
a
say.
new generation. And in Ukraine, he spent millions retraining the old Soviet military.
At the center of George Soros,
Why would he retrain the old Soviet military, you might
which
ask?
is, on one hand, you're the capitalist who does not care about the social consequences of his act, and on the other hand, you are a philanthropist who cares only about social consequences. How do you resolve the two?
Recognizing that as a competitor, I've got to compete to win. As a human being, I am concerned about the society in which I live.
Which George Soros am I talking to now? The amoral George Soros or the moral George Soros?
It's one person.
It's one person. Yeah.
Who at one time engages in amoral activities and at the rest of the time tries to be moral.
To understand the complexities and contradictions
You
in his
try a little harder,
personality,
buddy.
you have to go back to the very beginning, to Budapest, where George Soros was born 68 years ago to parents who were wealthy, well-educated, and Jewish.
Yeah.
When the Nazis occupied Budapest in 1944, George Soros' father was a successful lawyer. He lived on an island in the Danube and liked to commute to work in a rowboat. But knowing there were problems ahead for the Jews, he decided to split his family up. He bought them forged papers, and he bribed a government official to take 14-year-old George Soros in and swear that he was his Christian godson. But survival carried a heavy price tag. While hundreds of thousands of Hungarian Jews were being shipped off to the death camps, George Soros accompanied his phony godfather on his appointed...
one is threatened. It was a tremendous threat of evil. I mean, it was a very personal experience of evil.
My understanding
Still
is that you went out with this protector of yours who swore that you were his adopted godson.
Yes.
Went out, in fact, and helped in the confiscation of property from the Jews.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like an experience that would send lots of people to the psychiatric couch for many, many years. Was it difficult?
No.
Not at all. Not at all. Maybe as a child you don't see the connection, but it created no problem at all.
No feeling of guilt.
No.
For example, that I'm Jewish, and here I am watching these people go. I could just as easily be there. I should be there. None of that.
Well, of course, I could be on the other side, or I could be the one from whom the thing is being taken away. But there was no sense that I shouldn't be there, because that was... well, actually, funny way, it's just like in markets, that if I weren't there, of course I wasn't doing it, but somebody else would be taking it away anyhow. In other words, whether I was there or not, I was only a spectator. The property was being taken away. So
I've heard enough of that sorry rotten, but I'm not even going to let him make me commit sin right here tonight, no more than I already have. Folks, I need your support. Again, share those links. Follow me on Twitter at Real Big Al Morgan. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on YouTube. Listen to the broadcast. Call in the number 276-243-1542. 276-243-1548. I would love to hear from you tonight. Just anybody, call me. Let me know what's on your mind. How are you getting through this so lonely night? Myself, I'm not that lonely, thank God, but I'd still like to hear from you. A talk show is more of a talk show if you have more people than one, talking. Kind of want to answer myself back sometimes, when I sit here and talk to myself for so long, but yeah. Sure do. But yeah. Be great to hear from y'all tonight. I had these Democrats on my mind, and this and that, them talking about impeaching Trump. Hey, listen, we finally have a president who's for the people. I mean, any president that talks about creating millions of jobs and curing lots of diseases in his inaugural speech, really, like, you can see the real Trump. Trump is in a lot of ways our voice, I guess. I wouldn't say he's the leader of this movement we've got going, this whatever you want to call it, populism, this freedom movement, whatever you want to call it. You could say he's our voice, but I wouldn't go as far as say that he's our leader. He is the leader, however, of our country. He is our president. I think he's a good man. He's a good man. Oh yeah, I want to give y'all an update on getting Rand Paul on the show. I'm kind of embarrassed, but I'm yet to hear back from his spokesperson. I emailed them about a week ago. Still haven't heard back from them. I'm going to email them again later, actually. But, excuse me, I dropped my cigarette. That's why I need your support, guys. The only way we're ever going to be took serious is if we come together and help one another. It's not about me, and it's not about you. It's about us, and our children, and our future, and their children. Folks, I'm nothing without you all. I'm a lone wolf. I'm stranded out in the rain without you all. One person can't do it. It takes a lot of effort from many people, not just one, but many. And the more the merrier, all I can say about it. But what I would like to do, I would like to find some new talent and get some sponsors going on, and just like all day long, if I could, maybe 24 hours a day, have a different broadcast on our channel or channels on the web, and just monetize that, and work and make all the money I can besides that, and live as good as I can, but at the same time put it towards my focus on fighting the New World Order. We're the resistance, no matter what that damn Keith Olbermann says. Man, that's about the most pathetic guy I've ever listened to in my life. Reading off a damn teleprompter like he's some little pseudo-intellectual beta male who couldn't get out of the bathtub long enough to do his show. That's well publicized, and he was well talked about for that, as a matter of fact. But whatever, he took Donald Trump to get him to come out of the bathtub in his dressing room, I guess, But he's got his little thing over there at GQ or whatever the hell he does, and I got mine here. And folks, you can support him. You can support Wolf Blitzer in the Situation Room, or by God, you can support Alex Morgan and this show right here. It don't matter, but really, we gotta come together and we gotta help one another. These corporations and these monopolies, they have had it too good for too long. It's time that we take back what rightfully belongs to us. I mentioned in a prior episode or two back, that Rockefeller's famous quote was, competition was a sin, but I'll tell you something. Being rich is a sin. Yeah, as long as you got more money than you'll ever need, and you only use it for your own benefit and your own welfare and well-being and all that. That is narcissist. That is narcissistic. That is pretty much the definition of gluttony without the food. Yeah, money is the root of all evil, folks. I don't need a lot of money. I just need enough money to do better than I'm doing right now. And hopefully things will start to look up here in the near future. But yeah, here in the meantime, I need your support. Just whatever you can do. If you've got a pretty good community and you could like put up flyers about our movement, if you want to organize like a group to like do something in the community or just anything, man, anything. We need boots on the ground. We gotta fight. We can't lay down and die because that's what they want. They want us gone with these damn cancer viruses that they give you shots and they kill you 20 and 30 years later, folks. They don't want you living a good long life. Like Mr. Rockefeller, David Rockefeller, that died here the other day of 101. Broke the record of the longest living Rockefeller. None of them had lived longer than 100, and he was the first. And believe it or not, they do it. The elite does it with blood transfusions and organ transplants and all kinds of good stuff like that. And, they got money and they're entitled to live a good life, and I'm not, so whatever. Folks, I come into this world with cancer. One of the most deadliest cancers known to children. I had a Wilms tumor. They removed my left kidney and like 3 to 6 feet of my lower intestines, and I wore a colostomy bag for so long, man. The doctors will tell you that I'm a miracle. That I have God to thank that I'm here, folks. And I like to think that I'm here for a reason, and just like everybody, we're all here for a reason. There's a reason that we're all here. I mean, folks, I've lost a countless number of friends over the years. You just don't even know how many friends that I've had that's died. I couldn't even count them all, I don't guess, but somehow this old battleship right here is still floating, and whatever, son. We'll keep on trucking. I don't care. But I think it's sad how like these people that's got plenty of money, like they don't even have to worry about working if they don't want to. They can just sit back and invest their money and make money. That's an unfair advantage that money has, and it really pays a man to go to school and do everything that he can and be close to the Lord and pray. Folks, I need your prayers too. I need anything that you can do for this show. My email Big Al Morgan at live.com. One of them. Another one, AlexMorgan9183 at gmail.com. Yeah, I'm always available, most of the time anyway. I'm going to introduce y'all to the newest addition of my family. This little thing right there, hold on, let's show you. This is Coco. For those of you that, if anybody's watching this live stream and happens to see this pretty little girl, she was the only puppy of that particular litter. Her mom is a full stop Boston Terrier, and her dad is like, I think he's like part wiener dog and Jack Russell and Feist maybe. So, but she's a pretty SOB. Who loves her daddy, and I know that much. I'll show y'all Booger too. Oh, wow, I got y'all on camera here. Here's little Booger. He's the little boy in the bunch. But don't let his size fool you, because his mouth is huge. He will deafen you when he barks. I wanted to show y'all Roscoe too, in case anybody that listens to the podcast ever wondered what that noise in the background was. It sounded like somebody snoring. That's Roscoe. That's about all he ever does. He just had a bath right here a little while ago, and I don't know where he is, but he ain't in here with me where he usually is. So yeah, part of my family. It's my children, I guess you'd say. Left my phone. It's on my desk. Go on, go play. Go play, Coco. Go on. Some things aside, I don't know what I'd do without my dogs. So they're great company. It makes you feel good to know that your pet loves you, and it feels good to do things for them. And yeah, I couldn't hurt an animal at all. But anyway, we got about 10 minutes left in this episode, and still that phone hasn't made one ring. Nobody has called. I don't think nobody's got enough hair on their scrotum to call me. But I don't know. About tired of talking to y'all. I'd like to do some listening. Matter of fact, my neck's sore from talking so much. And I've actually played 2 interviews. A good part of them anyway. Any of my interviews are easily found on YouTube. That's usually where I look them up. YouTube is a really great thing. It makes everybody able to communicate that live great distances apart. Let me explain something to you, in case you don't already know this. Google and all these big companies, Microsoft, Apple, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. They've got technology beyond our wildest dreams. Google is a company that they track you everywhere you go, whether you know it or not. They've got pictures of every square inch of this earth, as far as I know. If there's anywhere that they don't have pictures of, it's new to me. But you think of how much power politically that they would have with our government or foreign governments if they needed it. folks, these people have got unlimited amounts of money. They can literally buy us, okay? They could buy us off the market, and they could pay a lot for us, and they wouldn't even miss $5 million. People that runs these big companies and stuff, man. You heard what George Soros was doing there with his fortune, didn't you? A fortune that's been stolen and obtained in an evil manner, folks. These people, they sell their soul to Satan, whether you know it or not. They sell their soul to Satan. They're involved in the occult deep. From the Masons to Skull and Bones to Bohemian Grove to the Shriners. Yeah, the Shriners. The goddamn Shriners is devil worshippers, folks, in case you didn't know. I mean, yeah, they do a lot of good things for these cancer hospitals for children, stuff like that, but the Shriners are very evil, folks. Very evil. I hate to even say anything like that in a public broadcast or anything like that, but people need to know. And folks, they could put a price on my head and have me killed so easy. And my listeners out there, they ain't even enough of y'all to miss me, okay? Y'all won't even miss me. By the time the people that miss me would be my family and a few friends. That'd be about it. Just if they ever was to do anything like that, just pick up where I left off, okay? Because enough's enough, man. And somebody's got to stand up for us, or they're just gonna take everything we got and put us in some FEMA body bag / casket, whatever, and pile us up and put dirt on us, okay? I'm gonna play Coco. Coco's scratching my arm all into pieces and her trying to get my attention. So you know, that's my babies. But I figured tonight would be the night that we were sure to get a call. Hell, down tweet, a message, something. Get something. Nothing on Twitter, nothing on Facebook. No messages. Damn sad, damn sad. Fooled you there, folks. Nope, that wasn't no phone. That was just me trying to be funny, but whatever, you know. Man's gotta have a sense of humor in these times. But anyway, let's see what the Drudge has been up to today. Chelsea Manning to Oxford developing. That's another whistleblower. That article is up on Drudge. RuPaul versus the White House. That's probably an act of some sort of propaganda for transsexual rights or some bullshit like that. Let's read into this and see what's going on here. You have to forgive my computer, it's a little slow this evening because it's been working hard for Daddy. This article is from the Atlantic. Why drag is the ultimate retort to Trump. RuPaul versus the White House. Article by Spencer Kornhaber. Cornfucker. Whatever the hell. RuPaul Charles, America's most famous drag queen, sat on a gold lame couch at a luxury hotel in Midtown Manhattan on Tuesday in March, doling out advice for the white working class. Wearing a patterned suit jacket and black slacks, one of his signature out of drag looks. I've never seen this character out of drag, whatever you want to call it. It ain't a he, it ain't a she. But anyways, I'm glad that MFer has got a wide range of wardrobe that he or she can wear at any given time. That tickles me to death. Quote, if you were a factory worker and your job was to put this to this form, this from 9 to 5, we don't do that anymore, end quote, he said, his soft voice carrying the imperious jockey edge familiar to viewers of RuPaul's Drag Race, his reality TV show. Then he referenced a viral video from Tease Madison, a transgender activist and former porn star. Quote, you better step your pussy up. Get on a business, bitch. End quote. He delivers this spell with the clipped, decisive tone of a therapist on the clock. Quote, nature will not allow you to just sail on through doing some factory job, end quote. He said, quote, we don't do factories anymore. At 56, RuPaul is in little personal danger of being phased out. He is, to the contrary, one of gay pop culture's most enduringly relevant figures over the past quarter century. He has done more than anyone to bring drag to the American mainstream. At the same time, he has used his platform to act as life coach to the queer masses, counseling self-love and hard work to combat social stigma and inner doubt. Catchphrase, quote, if you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else, end quote. But lately, thanks to political developments,